Do you feel married?
I am not yet divorced, officially.
How do you feel, though?
I don't know.
Would you date?
No, too busy, sorry.
Do you think that, all right, let's go on. You think you're very attractive, young. Do you think you'll have a problem having 8 kids to the prospective suitor?
I'm not really worried about it.
Don't think about it?
No.
Don't you want companionship?
I'm lonely, but I'm very busy. And actually, I'm all right.
On the show back in June, John talked about why he thought the marriage broke down. Take a look.
I was too passive. I just let her rule the roost and do whatever she wanted to do and went along with everything. And now I finally stood up on my own 2 feet, and I'm proud of myself.
Want to comment on that?
I don't typically comment on our show. You know, that's his opinion. Everybody has one, and
Do you understand it?
I do. I do to a degree that, you know, everybody has a part in a marriage breaking down.
You want this show to go on and on and on?
Currently, I am happy doing the show, as are the kids, and as long as it goes on, it does.
How long is it contracted for?
We're doing season 5 right now.
Is there a season 6 contracted for?
Possibly.
I mean, you don't know if there's a season 6?
There could be, or there could not be. I hesitate to say that there will be anything, because we take each season as we go and reevaluate. Is it fine, healthy, acceptable,
Nothing's
wonderful?
in stone then.
Correct.
Right. So are you saying if it went on, that would be fine? If it didn't, life goes on?
Correct.
Okay. When it ends, as all things do, what do you want to do?
I can't say. I've got big dreams.
What would have been your profession had this show not occurred, other than being mother?
I would currently still be a nurse, a working nurse.
You miss that?
The aspect that I miss of nursing is the interaction with my patients. That part, yes, I do miss.
So would you go back to it?
If I had to, absolutely. I would go back to anything I needed to provide for my children.
Does it hold you in good stead as a parent, nursing background?
Absolutely. That's probably the best benefit of it all. Yes.
Especially if medical problems develop, right?
Absolutely.
Are you concerned about John? Would it bug you if he dated? Supposing he brought a date over to the house when he has the children.
These are all things that everybody who has been or will be or is in the middle of a
Thinks
divorce
about.
goes through. And it's that, you know me, I have to have control. It's just a control issue.
You are a control freak?
I've been known to be one, yes.
All right. People who are control freaks put pressure on themselves, don't they? I mean, they worry about things that don't even involve them, right? Why is he doing that over there? Why can't I stop him from going there, right? Doesn't it drive you a little nuts to be wouldn't you rather not be a control freak?
There are very good aspects of being a control freak. I am very driven. I don't stop. Nothing less than the best. Keep moving, keep moving. And I think that's a great aspect. I enjoy that part of my personality. I persevere. I will not lay down and die. However, those issues you just mentioned, yes, I've had to relax about. And actually over this last year, or actually truly since my 6 were born, life has been pretty out of control.
Do you think having this show affected the marriage?
No. No.
Nothing would have been the same?
Yes.
Had they never been on television? Had we never known you?
Correct. Firmly.
How do the older children deal with it?
The process?
Yeah.
They're doing very well. It's a lot
They're
of...
how old?
8, almost 9. Obviously, again, this is not an ideal situation. Nobody goes into a marriage or has kids, you know, planning a divorce. It's not what I consider success, really. I'm not a quitter, so this is difficult to me because this feels like something that, you know, possibly was not in my plans. But they're doing very well considering. They're great kids.
You have help?
We do. We do.
You need that. No,
Yes.
you could. This would be inhuman to do 8 kids, right?
I did it for a long time. For the last year, we've had very steady help, and it's necessary, whatever the kids need, and that is necessary to have. I mean, my goodness, 6 5-year-olds could dismantle your house in an hour if you didn't know where they all were.
I would say. Thanks, Kate.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
very much, Larry.
Back next week, right?
Oh, I am?
We'll see. No, not you're back here. You're on the air now. You want to come back? Come back. You want to host the show? Take over. But
I'll do it.
I mean, the show is on.
Yes, we are
Thanks,
Monday.
dear.
Thank you.
Still ahead, Kathy Lee Gifford, one of my favorite people. Stick around. She's a best-selling author, a terrific writer. She's the co-host of the 4th hour of NBC's Today Show. And her latest book is Just When I Thought I Dropped My Last Egg. A great
You would think
title.
that'd be Kate's.
Life, yeah, life and other calamities. What's your reaction to Kate?
You know, she was just on the Today Show a couple of weeks ago, and I was watching from the makeup room like most people are watching from home or something, and I didn't get a chance to meet her. It's another thing when you meet people in the flesh, you know? They take on a whole different dimension.
How do you think she's handling all this?
I think she's probably handling it as best as you can. I think it would be a lot easier for her to handle it if she had the luxury of being away from the cameras for a while.
But she seems to sort of like it.
You know, everybody's different. I know for me, after the 15 years with Regis, when our family life was getting a little unwieldy and a little precarious for our kids' sake, I left the show with Regis and sort of just started a whole different life that was important. The spotlight is something that you can walk in and out of with particular ease if you're in this business, you know. Mm-hmm. But the microscope is a completely different thing, and the microscope burns everything in its way. And
how did you deal with public adversity? You had some bad things.
We had some tough stuff every time I was on this show talking. You were my therapist. I'd come on here.
About it, though.
They, you know what? They didn't know anywhere near as much as what people know about the Gosselin family because we never had cameras in our home. We never did. I think maybe one Christmas, my first Christmas special, and that was for, you know, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and then they left.
But the public knew about bad things that happened
Oh,
to
they
you.
knew about bad things, sure, but they also saw us survive. I remember people were always saying, do you have a statement? And I would go, you know, we're really busy trying to be a statement. I think sometimes we talk too much about everything, and we assume that everybody's fascinated about it, when in reality, we should only really talk to the people that truly care, whose opinions really matter to us.
How did you deal with the criticism that you exploited the kids when you talked about
I think that's funny now, when you think about what's going on in the world today. Regis and I were the first people that made our living by talking about our lives.
Right. Last night we
did this. Reg was at a point where his kids had muzzled him when I came on the scene. They were teenagers, young, and they didn't want it to be discussed on TV. I was single when I sat down with Regis the first. I knew Frank, but we weren't dating or anything. And so I got married, and then we had children. And if you're going to talk about your life, I'm not going to make up stuff. Say, I saw a movie last night I didn't see. I'd say, last night we this, or whatever. Yeah. But it was never, the world was different then, Larry. It was very different. It was not the kind of frenzy, the paparazzi frenzy there is today.